Welcome XRP, XLM, and HBAR fans. In this video, I'm primarily going to be covering some great topics for XRP, but if you're an XLM or HBAR fan, or if you're into XDC or holding any of these assets, you're going to want to watch the video all the way to the end. Now, we're going to go over a special white paper written by Derek Little, who's the founder and CEO of Innovative App World. He's pioneering the metaverse on the XRP ledger. He gives us some incredible insights on what's coming and being built for XRP fans. I'm also going to explain wrapped XRP on Solana and Ethereum, and I'm going to take it another step. I'm going to actually explain how this is going to increase the value of XRP combining these networks. We also have incredible news from the DTCC, which I'm going to go over in detail, and I'm going to name the chains that this is really going to add value to, which is including the XCC network, Stellar, HBAR, and Ethereum. So if you're an XRP fan, or if you're holding XLM, HBAR, or XDC, you're not going to want to miss this video. Please hit the like and subscribe, and let's go.
These energy prices are getting out of hand and cutting into my Bitcoin mining profits. It's time to do something now. I'm gonna call my good friend Brian with True Power.
Hi, is this Brian? I'm so glad I got a hold of you. I remember you saying I have options to get my energy costs under control. Tell me more. Wow, I can get a free audit report to check for hidden errors resulting in overcharges? Another option is to make sure I'm paying the lowest rate possible, and I can choose between a low fixed or variable rate.
Yes, it's true. You do have options. Even if you're in a regulated state, you're entitled to a free report on ways to reduce your energy cost, like a free audit. Let's make sure you're paying the least amount possible to protect your precious profit margin. If you're interested in creating your own energy, maybe you have an idea for your own solar farm. Contact me. I'll answer any questions you have. My information is in the description. We have fantastic news from the DTCC. The backbone of U.S. capital markets just got the green light to move $100 trillion on chain. The SEC issued a no action letter to the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, or DTCC. They have regulatory cover to tokenize real-world assets held in custody by the DTC. Now, why is this huge news? Well, the DTCC is the operating system of American capital. It custodies over $100 trillion in assets. Dollars cross quadrillions in security transactions annually. So the vision is DTCC confirmed to Bloomberg their ultimate aspiration is to add their entire depository, and they aren't starting with obscure assets. The authorization covers highly liquid assets, including the Russell 1000 Index, major ETFs, U.S. Treasury bills, bonds, and notes. This means that we're moving towards a world where settlement is instant. Collateral becomes liquid 24/7. Your equity portfolio could eventually sit in a self-custody wallet. For years, tokenization was a buzzword. Walled gardens, pilots, no integrations, but a major dam has just broke. And this is extremely bullish for blockchain networks that are talked about on this channel. For example, Stellar. The Stellar and the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC, is focused on tokenizing traditional financial assets and integrating them into blockchain technology to improve efficiency in capital markets. This initiative aims to streamline the issuance, trading, and settlement of digital assets. Of course, we have Ripple and the XRP ledger. The relationship between the DTCC and Ripple primarily revolves around the potential for integrating digital asset technology into traditional finance, highlighted by recent developments regarding spot XRP, ETFs, and tokenized settlement.
I'm very happy to share with you that today marks a pivotal moment for our industry and the future of digital markets. After years of industry experimentation with digital technology, I'm excited to let you know that DTCC has received a no-action letter from the SEC. This letter authorizes us to develop and operate a new and voluntary service to tokenize assets held at DTC. This is a significant milestone for several reasons. First, our new tokenization service will serve as the bridge between TradFi and DeFi. Upon launch in the second half of 2026, we will support the tokenization of liquid assets, including the Russell 1000, ETFs tracking major indices, and other assets. Second, and importantly, we will offer the same investor protections and ownership rights as traditional book entry securities currently held in custody by DTC. In other words, we will provide digital assets the same care as we do traditional ones. And third, our new service will yield transformational benefits for industry participants and their underlying investors. These include greater collateral mobility, new trading modalities, and 24/7 access. We're excited to help innovate for the industry and to empower our participants and their clients to tokenize. In doing so, we will work collaboratively with the industry to create a safe, sound, and efficient market infrastructure for digital securities. Collaboration has been a cornerstone of DTCC since our founding more than 50 years ago, and I'm very proud to say that today's announcement will build upon our legacy of innovating for the global markets. It's one more example of how we serve our industry and how we will continue to do so for the next 50 years. While the new tokenization service is an important step forward to drive digital asset adoption, in many ways it represents just the beginning of a larger transformation that we will help drive as a strategic partner to the industry. We look forward to continuing to provide leadership to support our members and their clients on their digital asset journey. I want to take a moment to thank all of you who have worked so hard to make this possible.
All right, XRP fans, there's some great news recently about wrapped XRP on Solana and Ethereum, facilitated by Hex Trust and Layer 0. It's a significant development for the XRP ecosystem. So this bridge effectively unlocks the silo of the XRP ledger, allowing XRP to flow freely into the massive decentralized finance economies of Ethereum and Solana. This is all about the interoperability that Brad Garlinghouse has stated for quite a bit of time. And this is just, all this is going to do is increase the volume on these networks. Now I'm going to explain how it's going to bring value to XRP to increase the value. Now you have to understand the mechanism. So when a user wants to move XRP to Solana, for example, or Ethereum, they deposit native XRP coins into a secure institutional grade custody account held by Hex Trust. An equivalent amount of wrapped XRP is minted on a destination chain, which is Solana or Ethereum. The native XRP coin is taken out of circulation on the XRP ledger, locked in a vault, effectively reducing the active liquidity supply on the main ledger while simultaneously creating demand for the asset on other chains. The primary value driver here is the transformation of XRP from a payment asset into a productive financial asset. So what this does is it opens access to deep liquidity. Until now, XRP holders largely held their coins in wallets or on centralized exchanges. With wrapped XRP, they can now use XRP as collateral on Solana and Ethereum to lending markets. Now you can borrow against your XRP without selling it, or deposit it into liquidity pools to earn yields. This gives holders a reason to keep holding XRP rather than selling it to buy other DeFi assets, which would help to create a supply and demand shock. Now Solana has over 20 million active monthly addresses on the Phantom wallet, who previously had hurdles to buying XRP. By bringing WXRP directly to Solana, decentralized exchanges like Radium or Jupiter, a massive new user base can buy, and this gives exposure to XRP without ever leaving the Solana ecosystem. We also have Layer 0, which has access to multiple networks. They're also working with Stellar. Now, unlike older bridges that were vulnerable to hacks, wrapped XRP uses Layer 0's Omnichain Fungible Token, or OFT, standard. This means that wrapped XRP isn't just stuck on Solana. It can move seamlessly between Solana, Ethereum, Optimism, and other supported chains without having to go back to the XRP ledger every time. This makes XRP a truly universal multi-chain asset, and that is exactly what we want. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, says that we are at the beginning stages of the tokenization of all assets. And we know that the blockchains that are talked about on this channel are going to be the stars that shine in that tokenization race.
Invest in markets through, let's say, crypto. They're investing in it, but now we could get them into the more traditional long-term retirement products. So we look at that as the next wave of opportunity for BlackRock over the next tens of years, as we start moving away from traditional financial assets by repotting them in a digital manner, and then having people stay in that digital ecosystem.
I came across a fantastic document for XRP fans. Now, this was created by Derek Little. He's the founder and CEO of Innovative App World, LLC. He's pioneering the metaverse economy on the XRP ledger. He states here, tokenization is no longer theory. It's quietly becoming the operating system of global finance, and the XRP ledger is already wired into it. Over the last 18 months, we've seen DTCC get the green light to tokenize trillions in securities. Swift test XRP ledger for cross-border settlement. Singapore approved XRP and RLUSD for regulated payments. And Ripple acquired custody, prime brokerage, and treasury platforms to run on top of the XRP ledger. In response, he's published a new white paper from Innovative App World LLC explaining why the XRPL is emerging as core settlement infrastructure and how the XRPL only stack XRP tokenizer, vertical token templates, and metaverse commerce is designed to plug directly into this new market structure. So if you're in banking, capital markets, payments, or Web3 and want a practical view on how DTCC scaled tokenization, Ripple's acquisitions, and wallets like Zaman come together in real business flows, this is written for you. Check out this white paper. I am going to highlight section 9 here, Ripple's role and synergies, why Ripple's institutional build-out validates the thesis. Ripple's aggressive acquisition and licensing strategy is not a distraction from the XRP ledger. It is the fastest path to making XRPL the default settlement rail for institutions migrating to blockchain. By owning custody, Medico, Standard, Prime Brokerage, Ripple Prime, Treasury Management, G Treasury, and payment networks, Ripple is creating a vertical stack where every component benefits from XRPL settlement. A client who trades via Ripple Prime and settles via XRP Ledger, then manages collateral via G Treasury on XRPL, experiences the full value of blockchain settlement without having to integrate multiple vendors. For Innovative App World, this creates a tailwind. The more institutions Ripple onboards, and the more of their operations move to the XRP ledger, the more demand there is for tools to create and manage tokenized assets on the XRP ledger. I just want to stop right there. The things that are going to come out of the XRP ledger in the coming years and even the next decade, it's incredible to think about. There's things that we can't even think of yet that is going to be innovative into the network. It's incredible.